Hi everyone, and welcome to our first animation using Adobe Flash. Once you have the program opened up, we are going to go and create a new ActionScript 3.0. So please click on that. And when you do that, we get this view. We are in classic view. We can change that view if you want, but I'm going to keep it in classic view. That gives us the toolbars on the left hand side, gives our timeline at the top with our frames. At the bottom we have our stage area here in white, and over on the right hand side we have properties. For instance, we have FPS, which is frames per second. This animation is set to run at 24 frames per second. Old cartoons would normally run around 12 frames per second, but we'll keep it as 24 frames per second. We're going to go over here to start our first animation, and we're going to select the brush tool. We're going to use the brush tool and the eraser tool, and we're going to learn how to insert keyframes in this activity. So select the brush tool, and then we are going to, as best we can, handwrite our name. If we had a tablet, we could do a much better job at this, but for now we're going to use our mouse, and as best we can, we're going to try to handwrite our name. Once you have it done, we're going to go and about 2/3 of the way down the page, we're going to select on the eraser tool. I'm going to click on that. I'm going to bring that over to the far right hand side, and we're going to start erasing. We're going to erase a small bit of the M here. And then what I'm going to do is go up the top here, and if you take a look at frame 2, I'm going to hit F6 on my keyboard. And what that does in Adobe Flash is insert a keyframe. When I do that, you'll see a black dot show up in frame 2 as it does there. I'm going to go back and I'm going to erase a little bit more. And I'm going to go again, press F6, and I'm going to insert another keyframe. And I'm going to go back and do the same thing again and keep erasing. And every time I erase, I'm going to hit F6 and I'm going to insert a new keyframe. So it looks like this. Now, it doesn't matter how many keyframes we insert. If you have a longer name, that's fine. You're just going to keep erasing and inserting keyframes. The main thing is we're working from the right to the left as we do this. So we're just about done. And there, we're finished. So we have about 75 frames if we look at the top here. So knowing that I'm running at 24 frames per second and I've got 75 frames, it's going to take about 3 seconds for my animation to run. If I want my animation to run, I just have to hit the Enter key. And there. That's my animation. Now notice that it does run from the right to the left. We want to change that, so I'm going to go up to the left here, and the top tool is the selection tool. I'm going to click on that tool. I'm going to go over to my frames in the timeline, and I'm going to select this red bar here, and I'm going to move it back and forth. When you do that, that's called scrubbing your frames, and we can see what is in each one of those frames in that layer. So again, if I hit Enter, that will play my animation. Now what I want to do though is I want to have this look like I'm going from left to right, so I'm going to reverse all the frames. To do that, I'm using the selection tool. I'm going to left click and hold my mouse, and I'm going to drag over top of all these frames. What I'm going to do is go to Modify. I'm going to go to Timeline and go to Reverse Frames. So now when I hit Enter, I'm going to see that it's writing from left to right. Now, I am finished, so I'm going to go File, Save As, and I'm going to save this file as Handwritten Text Animation. Notice that it saves as a .fla file. That's the project file extension for Adobe Flash. And I click on Save. But now I want to publish the file so I can put it on my website. To do that, I'm going to go to File. I'm going to go to Publish Settings. And there's a number of different file formats I could publish in. The one I want is a Flash SWF file. So make sure that's selected. Go down to the bottom and click OK. And now when I go to File and I go down to Publish, it's going to publish the file as an SWF. You can see a pop-up window that came up and then closed quickly. So it has saved as an SWF file. Now, if I go and find that file, you're going to see that it's saved to this folder, and there's these files here that are Flash documents. That's your .fla file. The one here that has the little Chrome symbol is the SWF file. So when I click on any of those with the small Chrome logo, it will open up in a browser and it will play inside the browser. That's the file that we're going to upload to our website. So that's your first animation. I'd like you to try the same. You're going to write your own name and save as an FLA, a project file. Then you're going to publish as an SWF and place it on your website. Have fun with the animation. Take care. We'll talk to you soon.